So, McKay, we both
Yes.
enjoy movies, correct?
We do.
One would call us movie enjoyers. Some people may even call us film bros, which is not necessarily a good term or something that I enjoy being called.
I would not. Yeah, I wouldn't really want to be called a film bro. Film bro has a negative connotation.
Do you think you're a film bro?
I mean, in the film community, film bro kind of has a negative connotation. Outside of it, I don't think people think it's like a negative thing. Like someone who doesn't consider themselves like a big movie guy, if they called me a film bro, I wouldn't think that they're trying to be derogatory. But I think like online and like movie watching communities, it means like you're kind of a faker. Like you only like the sort of popular like Nolan, Tarantino, the stuff that people like when they're just starting to get into movies like really love. I feel like that's what film
like The Revenant
with. Okay, The Revenant, fantastic movie. You're not a film bro if you like The Revenant.
Well, I just want to go over. I found a list.
Cinephile. If you like The Revenant.
Please never use that term ever again.
You heard me. Okay.
So I wanted to go over just to see how much of a film bro you are specifically. On IMDb, I have what is called the Film Bro Watch List.
Oh boy. Okay.
Which has been lovingly put together, and I would like to see how many of these movies you have watched. Right. And how many of these movies you like, I guess, should be a better question.
Okay, the thing is, like, I will say that I like all the classic movies that make you a film bro. It's just like
Fight Club.
I think the more of what Fight Club? Oh yeah, Fight Club's fantastic.
Yeah.
The more the thing is like if those are the only movies that I've seen and those are like the very top of my like all-time favorite movies list and I haven't really expanded beyond those, I think that's what defines it. But yeah, please keep going through the list.
Okay, so Fight Club number 1, Taxi Driver.
Taxi Driver is great, of course. Yeah, I've seen that.
American Psycho.
Oh yeah, American Psycho, also great. Love that.
Don't you? No, I refuse to believe it's good. I refuse. There's no way that movie is good.
I will say that I didn't care for it that much the first time I watched it, and then the more you watch it, the more I appreciate it. I think it's more so Christian Bale's performance is so good and so funny. Like if you watch it as like a comedy, it's really good.
That's kind of concerning, because doesn't he murder a lot of people?
He does murder a lot of people, but there's also like there's a twist. You haven't seen it? It sounds like.
No, I'm not going to.
Okay, all right. Well, I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's very funny. Like it's more funny than you expect it to be. You've seen like all the memes, right? Where he's like talking about Huey Lewis in the news and the business card, and yeah, it's funny. It's good.
I think every time we talk about movies, I think the thing I enjoy the most is not how you will always defend the film bro movies every time.
I mean, they're not bad. They're not bad movies. Like the
writing is so garbage, movies, though.
Oh my! You're saying the writing for like Taxi Driver and Fight Club is garbage?
I have never seen either. I can't speak on those ones. Shawshank Redemption, yeah, it kind of sucks.
Oh. Shawshank Redemption, I don't really have any attachment to. It is like
The
Wolf of
movie. Wall Street.
It's well done.
Garbage.
I actually have not seen The Wolf of Wall Street. I do think that's probably the number 1 film bro movie is Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, I would 100. I think it's Fight Club, to be honest.
Or Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction, actually is.
I feel like Pulp Fiction's come. I feel like that has come out of fashion among the film bros.
Really? Okay.
I think so.
It's still got to be like within the top 5 though.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but Wolf of Wall Street, Fight Club, Pulp Fiction, those are definitely top 5.
Mm-hmm. No, I think it's still a Tarantino movie, but I think it's changed from the most film bro-y one. I think it's no longer Pulp Fiction, and I think it's Django Unchained. The amount of bros I have who I know who are obsessed with Django Unchained.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that people like obsess with over Pulp Fiction is the different like stories that are all interwoven, and so that's what people latch
Sure.
onto is like it changed cinema, man. He wrote like 3 different stories and combined them all together. It'd never been done before. That's the big like film bro take on Pulp Fiction. Django Unchained is pretty like straightforward.
I hate that.
And so it's like I don't know. That's
100% disagree. 100% disagree.
100% disagree on what?
Yes.
On
it's
what?
He's written. It's like he wrote 3 different stories and combined. That's never been done before. Nobody's ever done that.
I'm
Shut
not,
up.
I'm not saying
ever watched a
I say
TV
that.
show?
I'm just saying that's a film bro argument.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm arguing with the imaginary film bros over here, who are also
Gotcha.
us.
See, that's the exact critique of film bros, is that they saw Pulp Fiction and think that it's like a revolutionary thing that has never been done before. And it is probably the thing that made it popular, you know, to have all those interweaving storylines, but it's not like that was the first time that's ever done that. And that's like the extent of their experience, though. Okay,
I have a question for you. And like it's about critique, and I may have asked this or like asked around this before. But how much of a critique of art, and we'll just go with a movie for the sake of this, how much of your critique of a movie should be influenced by the times it was made?
Because it definitely is a factor. I have a lot of friends that when I watch older movies, they'll be like, that was really good for the time that it was made. But it's like, I don't know. Like that's definitely like something that you can't take out of context.
So I think that adds context to it for sure. But do you think that you should critique a movie from the lens of the times, or should we be critiquing them from our modern lens?
When people say that, like if the effects are bad or something, like it was like the 70s,
sure,
like you can't critique that. Are you talking about like what aspects are you talking about? Just the way like stories are written, like screenplays from like the 50s are different than they are now.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, 100%. But like the 2 examples I kind of have is one, if I'm going to use Pulp Fiction, where they're saying, oh, this has never been done before, blah, 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 about the whole multiple storylines and then kind of converging and connecting and all of that. Yes, I think, no, it wasn't a common thing at the time, right? Like, it wasn't a, that is not a normal story structure for a movie to follow. But it has since been done better with like something like that. I think is done very well in Guy Ritchie movies like Snatch and The Gentleman.
Yeah, I like those.
I love those movies. Also film bro movies, but hush.
Guy Ritchie is kind of the ultimate film bro guy, but
I love Guy Ritchie. I think he's great.
I like him too.
Anyways,
another example is like The Sixth Sense, and like the whole movie twisting. And now people are like, oh, the twist was so obvious, like if they're watching it back now for the first time. But it's also, people like, movies weren't really written like with that. When people were watching movies back in the 90s, they weren't like trying to dissect every moment for the big twist. But now that's just like a standard thing we do when we're watching movies, is like, okay, there's got to be some twist, and this has got to tie back into something by the end, and you're trying to guess how it goes. And that just wasn't like a standard thing back in the 90s. Sure. I don't know. Yeah, it's like, I
think of something like Star Wars, the original Star Wars, and I know I've ranted about Star Wars enough, but like, while yes, I think a lot of the effects and a lot of the stuff Star Wars did was revolutionary for the time, I think looking back at the original Star Wars now, they're not good movies. Like, just because they were revolutionary doesn't make them good. Here. That's not a hot take. They're bad movies. The writing sucks. The characters are boring and flat. Like, nothing makes sense. The world building is just the world building feels like it's just darts at a chalkboard or whatever. I
definitely think
that was what was that? When have you ever thrown darts at a chalkboard?
I hate myself. Darts on a dartboard. I believe you mean. I believe you mean chalk on a dartboard.
No,
So
I don't know what I mean, man.
The stories have definitely, like the way that the standard way you write characters and do world building has definitely gotten more complex. But I think Star Wars is something that you would consider like the time that it was written for. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think Star Wars is a bad movie.
I don't know.
I still think it's a great.
I personally think
it's a great movie. Obviously, we've seen it done a million times, and different aspects of it have been done in, I don't know, more complex ways, I guess. But it's like that.
Yeah.
Those probably wouldn't have happened if Star Wars wasn't the beginning of it.
I want to disagree with that, but we will never know. I'm saying that seriously. Like, I would like to disagree with you, but I don't necessarily think you're wrong, and we can't prove it. So it's like
all the things that did something better, they only did it better because they had Star Wars as the blueprint that showed that you can do this thing successfully. So they have the ability to evolve it.
Okay. So obviously Star Wars has been made better than the original Star Wars at this point, right?
Wait, what's that?
That is... So Star Wars has been done better than the original Star Wars, is what you were saying.
Right? I mean, certain aspects of it. I really don't think that Star Wars is like a poorly done movie. I think Star Wars is a well done movie, and I don't know that there's been another like.
I think.
I mean, what would you say is a better
Episode 4? Episode 4 specifically, A New Hope, is such a boring movie. Like, I hate it. And also Obi-Wan, no.
It sounds like you have no imagination, no sense of wonder, Anthony.
I swear, you want to talk about imagination in Star Wars? Where is it?
To be honest, I haven't seen Star Wars since I was like probably in high school, so probably not the one to be like talking about it or defending it. I have no childhood connection with Star Wars, but
I'm not saying you shouldn't like Star Wars or shouldn't enjoy watching Star Wars. I'm just saying we should be reasonable with the critique. And it's okay to like bad movies. It's okay to say this movie is terrible and I love it. Like,
I mean,
enjoyment of a movie is not necessarily directly related to your critique of a movie. And I know that's not how most people think.
I think the best versions, you can't like, I don't know, man. It's like you look back at any older storytelling, like it's all more simplified than the best versions of it are today. Like I feel like that's just how things are naturally going to evolve to get more complex. I feel like you're just saying, I don't know, that you're saying that like more complex things are better.
I'm not necessarily better.
Like it is very. It's kind of like, surface level and just like fun entertainment.
Question, right? The question I'm trying to like.
What are your examples of like a better movie? Like you're saying, like Dune or Blade Runner are better like sci-fi franchises.
I would say Dune is for sure. Blade Runner's kind of like the hero's journey. That's the story we've seen a million times.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I can't think of something directly off the top of my head, like with Star Wars specifically, but it's. I guess the point or the question or whatever it is the whole should we critique movies and art with the lens of the times that they were made or with a modern lens as we understand it now?
I mean, I think that yes. I think the context of when it was made should be in. Like if I was just had my eyes like I'm watching it completely out of context and someone like wasn't telling me the years something was made. I don't know, honestly, that'd still be kind of impressive if someone showed me Star Wars and said it was made today and looked like that. Right. I would honestly still kind of be impressed.
You'd be like, excuse me.
I don't know. But no, I think you do have to consider the time.
I disagree, but that's okay.
Okay. I think it's more so
No, like not in a like I'm trying to argue and change your mind. Like I think it's
yeah,
fine. I don't like it's just a curiosity, you know.
yeah.
I think it's something you have to think about if you are going to like enjoy art on a
So like
deeper level.
when people say that like something's never been done before, or like that's like something was the first of its kind, you don't think that gives it any sort of like credibility today?
I not no like yes, it gives it some credibility, and you should have some appreciation and respect for the movie in that way, for the fact that they were one of the first and they're extremely influential. And I do think Star Wars is one of the like they were extremely influential, but that shouldn't necessarily say this movie is a good movie because it was influential.
Okay. But
Does that
the
make
thing
sense?
I mean, it makes sense, but it's like, how is it influential if it wasn't ever a good movie? Like, surely it was good if it influenced the way that, changed
Not
the course of how things
necessarily.
are done today.
No, I also disagree with that, because I think you look at something like, and I know I'm speaking to my interests specifically here, but I look at a lot of modern action movies like the John Wicks and those kind of movies.
Sure.
And a lot of those obviously were influenced by like the action movies from the 80s and the 90s, which we can all look back on and say, listen, they weren't that great.
I
Like,
mean, story-wise, they're very basic. I would say story-wise today, they're still very basic. But action-wise, they were great in a way that we don't see anymore. Like, they were doing the real stunts, the real explosions, just doing insane things that is now
they were
just
being
all.
stupid is what they were doing.
I
Yes, it was
mean,
rad as hell. Like,
yeah,
it is awesome and so much respect. There should be a stunts award at the fucking Oscars.
I'm pretty positive they just announced that that's been created.
Thank God.
Like this year will be the
Jesus
first one to have one.
Christ.
So,
I'd watch that as the only award I would watch it for.
well, yeah, it's way overdue.
Like, what was the whole point here? Where was I coming from?
You were talking about how 80s movies affected action.
Or
but
like,
they're
yeah,
not good
okay, so
movies.
it's like you look at an 80s movie that is extreme, like an 80s action movie specifically. I'm trying to think of a good one. Like,
I mean,
I
like
don't know.
Predator, Terminator, Rambo. I don't know if
Sure.
those are
Okay,
80s.
First Blood. The First Blood is a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
No, like I'm trying to think. I don't know, like not Die. Like, yeah, we'll go with Die Hard.
Die Hard. Yeah,
Sure.
That's the
Yeah,
classic.
Die Hard's a great example of it. The Die Hard has
Are you gonna-
influenced so many action movies, right?
Yeah, and Die Hard is a great movie. I'm not gonna hear you say that it's not.
Oh my God, they killed them. Oh God, help me. What do you mean it's a good movie?
Die
It's
Hard
a
is
fun movie.
Yeah, it's a fun
It's
movie.
a fun movie, sure as hell. Alan Rickman's American accent is so garbage.
I think are you saying that like fun movies can't be great movies? Like what's not great about Die Hard? It is very campy, but it's like
Yeah, so
the
it's
characters
like
are well written, the pacing's fantastic, the action's amazing. It's just the script's so fun. What's not well done about it?
Because there's no depth to it. Like to that story and to the writing, there is no depth. It is just blank action hero fighting blank action villain. There is not a nuance to the characters. There is no. I do not feel for John McClane. I honestly do not care if he succeeds. I just want to see him shoot a bunch of people.
I mean, a lot of people would disagree that John McClane is like I don't know. I don't want to keep going back to the. I guess it's the film bro thing where they'd say he was, the first of his kind to be like the ordinary action man. He's not like an army, an army military guy. He's just a regular guy who gets injured, he gets hurt, and
every
anybody
Western ever it came from Westerns. We had the regular guy, the regular Joe, You know, the man with no name, whatever it is, just the stranger who comes in, swoops in, and saves everything. This is not like he's not an original character.
I mean, he's.
I think if it weren't for Alan Rickman in that being just Alan Rickman, I don't think that movie would have been as successful as it was. Don't get me wrong, I love Die Hard. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker is one of my favorite lines in cinema. But
it sounds like you don't love Die Hard. It sounds like you dislike Die Hard.
I fucking love Die Hard. Die Hard's awesome. What do you mean?
Die Hard is a good movie. It's a well-made movie. It's a well-written movie. It is.
Die Hard is a solid 7 at best.
I mean, I would like 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
I would give it a little more than that, but like I don't disagree with you. I just don't think that just because it's not like a complex study on the human condition means that it's like not a great movie. Like it can be like a fun surface level action movie if all the individual aspects of what makes an action movie good are great. The pacing, the action, the writing is fun, the characters are fun and memorable.
But you can have that nuance and depth to your action characters.
I do think
there are ways to do that. There are ways that through the fight scenes and things like that, through the stunts and the fight scenes and the choreography, that you can have character development and express things about your character.
I do
without
think he
has, and I think that's
has depth though. Like his relationship with his wife, the whole reason he's doing it is like very well realized. I think
it's fine, but that's another criticism. The wife motivation that sucks. I hate wife motivation.
Oh
I love my wife, and if somebody fridged her, I absolutely would go all John Wick all over their asses. But it's a it's bad writing. Like, I don't think him being like, "Oh, save my wife." I don't think that's good writing. 'Cause it's been done 1,000 times.
I mean,
and it was done 1,000 times before Die Hard.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know that, but it's like it's just because it's been done 1,000 times doesn't mean that if it's been done well, it's not done well. Like every like you're really not going to find any story that hasn't been done 1,000 times.
Name one character trait about his wife.
She loves her husband. Actually, she doesn't.
Oh, does she?
She doesn't.
I'm
love
pretty
her
sure they're
husband.
getting a divorce, aren't they?
Yeah, they are getting a divorce. Actually, don't.
So not only could you not think of any actual character traits that were not relevant or not pertaining to John McClane, you got her one trait wrong too.
Okay,
that's nuance. No, she isn't a character.
She is. Okay, to be fair, again, I also haven't seen that movie in like 5 years.
Me either.
But I don't know. What stood out to me was, the reason he's doing what he's doing. Like it wasn't like something that I didn't remember the reason why he's doing what he's doing. I remember their relationship. I don't remember specific things about the two characters, but I don't know. This conversation could go on and on. I think I think the next time we have a critique conversation, it's got to be like after we've both watched the movie and can be like this and this and this. But
I don't know.
The thing, I think I have very bad memory with movies. Really, the only thing that I remember after watching a movie like years later is really just how I felt when I watched it the first time, and I never remember like specific characters or lines or plot details.
Sure, I'm the exact opposite. Like I am one of the most forgetful people you will ever meet, but I can remember a narrative like nobody's business, and I don't know why, and it's very frustrating.
My roommate is the exact same way. He'll quiz me on all these different things about a movie and be like, did you even watch the movie? You don't remember that movie.
Right.
And it's like, I remember that I enjoyed the movie, and I remember that I remember what I felt watching the movie, but I remember very little about specific things.
So when you go watch a movie, you are not critiquing it the entire time you were watching it?
I mean, sometimes I am. If it's a well-done movie, no. Like, if it's a well-done movie, then I'm invested in the story, and I'm not thinking about the filmmaking. But if I'm not invested in the story, then it's like there's nothing else for me to do but sit and think about how this could have been done better. It just kind of depends on how well done the movie is. And it's like Die Hard is a movie that's so well paced and well made that I'm not like critiquing the filmmaking behind it while I'm watching it. I'm just enjoying the movie.
Okay, but
like John Wick is another one that's like extremely simple, like almost no plot. The guy's dog is killed, and now he kills a bunch of the bad guys, and that's the entire plot basically. And it's a very well done movie. It's very enjoyable.
Did you even watch all of the John Wick movies? Thank you.
I mean, I know obviously they add on to the lore.
Do you
with the rest
not
of them.
remember in John Wick 2 when he shot the one guy in the Continental and then was excommunicado, so the entire assassination world was coming after him?
Okay, yeah, I know the entire world.
Do you not remember when he has to go and hunt down all of the head of the table or whatever the fuck they're called, and then he's in Egypt and then back in New York, and like, didn't really take him that long.
The movie, okay,
he had that Dark Knight Rises method of traveling.
Yeah. The movie could basically be boiled down to he killed a dog at one point, and now the entire world is after him, and it just the bad guy count keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, and it's sick as hell.
But would you say John Wick is a good movie? I would say John Wick is no more of a complex character than John McClane. If anything, he's less so.
I would disagree with that because I don't disagree with it, because I think a lot of the writing in the John Wick movies, and this is a criticism, but I still love these movies, it's kind of an excuse to get to the next set piece.
Yeah, that's very true. Like, it's very bare bones story and writing. Like, Die Hard is a more complex story than John Wick. I would disagree with that, but I don't think it's any true complexity. I think it's them just kind of saying things to move the plot forward, which isn't like, it's fine. You're not there for the plot. You're there to watch John Wick shoot people. But that's another example. Is like, you can tell the story through the choreography and the stunts. Like, I'm not going to go into it because nobody wants to listen to me sit here and analyze John Wick. Okay. I mean, I think John Wick are like maybe the best Hollywood action movies. Those and Mission Impossible, the best Hollywood action movies of the 21st century.
You got a weird thing for Mission Impossible.
Dude, it's so good. It's so good.
They're fine.
No, they're great. They're fantastic.
They're fine. Like, they're not bad. Ghost Protocol's really the only one I really enjoy.
Fallout? Did you see Fallout? Fallout is like an all-timer.
Didn't we go see Fallout together? No, it was Syndicate, wasn't it?
We definitely saw one of them together. It was either Rogue Nation or Fallout. Those were probably the two that would have came out.
Oh, is it called? Was Syndicate the James Bond one?
No, I mean I think the Syndicate is in Mission Impossible.
What's after Ghost Protocol?
There's Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, them. Fallout, and then the last two, Dead Reckoning and Final Reckoning.
Yeah, what the fuck ever. Yeah, okay, you're gonna keep making them until Tom Cruise dies, and when Tom Cruise dies on screen, that will be the next Mission Impossible I watch. They better release it.
Mission Impossible is like another example where the story is kind of basic. It's very repetitive of the other ones, but it's like the pacing, the action. Like, the action is just insane. The stunts are unbelievable, and it's worth watching for that.
They're fine.
No, they're not. They're fantastic. They're fine. Like, no other action movie is doing stunts like Mission Impossible. Tell me one other one that's doing it.
Have you ever watched a Hong Kong martial arts movie? Like a good old classic.
Movies. Okay, anything. I'm talking about modern day Hollywood. There was insane stuff going on back in like the 80s and earlier. So yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that the stunts are better than those. They're on par with those. But as far as the action movies that are coming out today, there's nothing on the same level as Mission Impossible.
John Wick,
like, combat wise, is very good, but it's like it doesn't have stunts the same way that
the cars scene, the one where they're in the fight scene where they're around the Arc de Triomphe, the stairs scene in 4, in 2 when he's building the gun, but he only gets it in time to get one bullet before the guys pop in. That whole fight scene inside the museum.
I mean, they're all great, but Mission Impossible is just on another level, man. If you watch it, like, Tom Cruise hanging off of a plane. Like Keanu Reeves does nothing like that. He doesn't.
Yeah, because he's not an idiot.
Okay. I think we got to move on. To our actual takes.
We do got to move on. All right, that 30-minute open.
30-minute cold open. Was that so? What was your like original cold open? Was it just going through the Film Bros list, or was it that?
Yeah, it was. I mean, I'm leaving that. It's too late. We're keeping a lot of that in now.
Okay.
It's fine. I enjoyed that conversation.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot more that we could say about it, but
of course.
Are we still going to go into our regular takes?
Do you want to, or do you want to keep talking about movies at this point?
I mean, I guess we're already like what, over 2/3 of the regular length of the episode, so
yeah, pretty much. What's a movie take you got? Oh, also, this is Die on Any Hill. Y'all know. Y'all have been here.
Hey, flip the coin. That's the only reason anyone's watching right now.
All right.
Listening.
Heads, you go first. Tails, I go second. Oh, it's heads. That's crazy. You go first.
Crap.
What's your hot movie take?
Oh my gosh.
We're being indulgent.
This is a huge switch up to movies, guys. I don't have anything prepared for this.
You gotta have at least one.
I mean, I do. I definitely do. I just don't have them off the top of my head. Let me look. I don't have any crazy hot takes off the top of my head. I feel like saying Mission Impossible is like the best action franchise right now. I don't know if that's a huge hot take. I feel like a lot of people, if they're watching every action movie coming out today, would agree with me. But
I disagree. People would say Marvel.
Marvel is not Marvel. I don't have any, like, I like Marvel movies. I still go see every Marvel movie, but action wise, it is nowhere near the level of Mission Impossible.
Why? Why do you go see all the Marvel movies?
I'm too deep in at this point, man. I can't not see them. And Thunderbolts.
Okay, it's the sunk cost fallacy. You can get out at any time.
You sound like my roommate. I think you and my roommate would get along well. So good. The new Captain America was very rough, and that was a tough movie watch with the Marvel crowd. Like my friends that I go see Marvel movies with, that kind of lost a lot of them. But then Thunderbolts was good. The one that just came out, definitely one of their better ones.
You mean Thunderbolts asterisk?
Yes, Thunderbolts asterisk.
That's very important.
Yeah, I won't spoil. They changed all their marketing to what the asterisk is supposed to mean, like a week, like less than a week after the movie came out.
What was the asterisk about?
You haven't seen it?
No, I don't care. And you're not. I'm not going to.
Well, the asterisk is supposed to be the new Avengers. They're revealed at the end to be the new Avengers.
Oh.
And then they changed all their marketing to say the new Avengers, like the official poster on the movie theater app and on all Marvel's social media.
Gotcha.
And that annoyed me because I didn't see it.
Is that
and they spoiled it immediately.
Is that like when they changed The Edge of Tomorrow to Live, Die, Repeat?
I don't think they're gonna hold on to the new Avengers title. I think it's more so just a gimmick to get people to go see it the second weekend. But
that's valid.
Yeah, that's such a bizarre thing. I don't know why.
What do they do? Okay,
marketing choices. Why
I have not. Sorry.
No, I was done. That's it.
I have not seen a Marvel movie since Guardians 2, and I believe I've said that before on the podcast. But what's going on with Marvel anymore? I have not heard a single good thing. Every time I see a trailer, it just looks absolutely batshit insane, and not in a good way.
I'll say the only movies that I really loved post Endgame. So you haven't even seen through Endgame. You didn't see Infinity War. Endgame.
No, that's not true. Okay, I did see Infinity War.
Okay. And you just
it was Guardians 2.
You didn't watch Endgame?
Yeah. Well, okay. So
that's crazy.
I went to go see Infinity War. And my thoughts on Infinity War was when I was, 12 or 13 when the first Avengers came out.
Yeah.
And I was the nerdy little kid who had read all the original Avengers comics and I got to see those guys that I really like up on screen. Infinity War was what I wanted. I wanted to see that then. But then I just there's so much Marvel. It's
That
keeping
was
up on it when
yeah.
it's not good most of the time. Like it's okay, but it's not. A lot of them are not good. Like
I do think they were like they had a 90% good until after Endgame, and then they all fell off because
I disagree with that.
I think their downfall was the TV shows. When they started doing TV shows on Disney Plus, I think they
Oh,
put
for sure.
so much of their time and resources into making all these extra side characters, and just like it just wasn't sustainable,
Sure.
and no one wanted to watch all
I
these
think
extra shows.
I think they were bad before Endgame.
I don't think so. I mean,
Do you remember
they
Thor
definitely had
2?
hit or miss, but like they had some
Do you
that weren't
remember the
great.
first Thor? The first Thor is not that good of a movie.
I haven't seen the first Thor since I probably saw it in theaters.
Yep, it's not great. Thor 2 is garbage. I honestly think, not gonna lie, I think
I
Winter Soldier was a bad movie.
Oh my gosh, that's a crazy opinion. That's crazy.
I know most people disagree with me on that. I just think it's boring. Nothing really happens in the movie.
Okay, so the same opinion you have of Star Wars. Not saying Winter Soldier is on the same level as Star Wars, but they're both great movies.
I just think I just thought it was boring.
Okay.
Because it was like, oh no, Bucky's evil, but I'm sitting here like, yeah, and he's gonna be a good guy because it's Bucky. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, there is no suspense. Nothing about this is interesting. That's beside the point.
I mean,
but yeah, I think since then they haven't been good.
Okay.
The last Marvel movie I went to theaters and I really enjoyed was Guardians 1.
Okay, I think Guardians 1's great.
Everything past that is garbage. Civil War was absolutely disappointing.
Oh my gosh, Civil War is probably my favorite. Civil War's
no, because the Civil War had weight. Like people died. There was a reason for all that shit. Like and it's just in this Civil War was like, oh, let's go fight in an airport for a bit. It's like, no.
Are you talking about like the original comics? Had weight?
Yeah, I really like the Civil War comics. I think they were very important, and they were talking about some very heavy ideas.
That's one thing that I will say is that I have no connection to the comics. I didn't read them growing up. I haven't read them now.
And that's fair.
So like I don't have any comparison to say like, the comics did this story better. But
sure.
Separated from that, I also think just because I've watched every single Marvel movie, I have learned to appreciate what they did even when it wasn't amazing in the first phase.
Yeah. So you've seen the worst of the worst. So you're like, maybe like Thor 2 wasn't that bad.
Thor 2 honestly is definitely better than the worst of the worst in, post Endgame.
I feel like nothing has been good. Like you said, there's like, even popularity wise, none of it has been actually good after Endgame.
Spider-Man 3 was probably the biggest.
Okay. No, Spider-Man 3 is coasting on nostalgia. I refuse to believe it's a good movie.
I mean, it's
nostalgia.
That's not like a. I won't say your opinion is entirely wrong. It's definitely nostalgia bait, but I do think it's a good movie, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. I do think they do things well in that movie, but I do think it also is like the popularity was all nostalgia bait.
Well, for sure.
And I don't think that made it bad, though. I think it had other merits outside of.
I think it does. I think that is a knock against a movie. If the only thing bringing people in and keeping people invested in your movie is nostalgia, it's a bad movie.
I don't think that was the only thing, but
sure.
I think they've done like Deadpool 3. Did you watch that one? The new Deadpool that came out?
I did.
That one, I would say I enjoyed it. I thought it was very funny and enjoyable, but I would say that was a much worse version of nothing but meta nostalgia timeline nonsense.
I thought it was fun, but in 2 years it's going to be outdated.
Yeah.
So fast. Yeah. Like it is of its time. It is going to get so outdated so fast.
Yeah, agreed. but I don't know. I liked it. The thing is, the Marvel movies, you know what you're getting when you go in. I don't have high expectations for them, and so I still enjoy them. And I do feel like I'm just too far in to just not see them at this point.
That's called the sunk cost fallacy, McKay. You can get out. you can get help. You just have to ask for it.
The only ones that have been there have been some that are really bad that make me like, why am I still doing this? Most of the time they're just like, they were fine. They weren't amazing, but they were fine.
Sure.
Captain America was very bad, like the latest one that came out. The Marvels was not good. The worst one, Ant-Man 3. I think, okay, that was another thing that really threw it off was...
Oh, isn't that Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania?
Yes, that one was bad. I think that's the worst of them all.
Yes, that's fair.
I think that...
Quantumania is a garbage title. Whoever thought of that should be fired. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Quantumania, shut up. I don't know why I get so angry about these things. So, I think we did an episode.
I think that was maybe an episode. Maybe there's a theme in there. Yeah, that's
long enough to be an episode.
We've definitely talked for 50 minutes. So
we have talked for 50 minutes.
We can say that for sure.
Yes. Also, we finally had the episode where the cold open takes the entire episode.
There we go.
That was not on purpose. I just think we got really into that conversation.
Yeah. I think the cold open thing should be like 10 different cold opens though. It should be
okay. We can do that.
I don't even know what that would look like, but
it's
like we set a timer
that I didn't.
Yeah, maybe we should also be making a list of hot takes and cold opens, and then we just.
I have a list of cold opens.
Oh, you do? Okay,
that's
perfect.
Yeah. That like if I think of one, I'll try and write it down to do.
Can you? Maybe we should put. Can you put that in the document, or do you not have too many left?
That I believe the Film Bro one might be the last one I had on there, to be honest.
Okay. Well, we should start putting it in.
Oh, I do have another one, but I can't tell you about it.
Yeah, that's the other thing is you like to make them. If they're going to be cold opens, the other person, I guess, theoretically shouldn't know about them.
Not necessarily. Like if we're trying to set up a bit or something, I think it's fine. But sometimes a lot of my bits for the cold open revolve around you not understanding what's going on. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Anyways, thank you for listening. We didn't really have any hot takes this episode because we just like to ramble, and that's okay. But if you like this content,
there were plenty of hot takes in there. I think
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mainly from you.
I would never. I have perfectly reasonable opinions about everything, and if you'd like to hear more of my reasonable opinions, you should probably subscribe or rate us and tell a friend and all of that garbage.
Die Hard was a great movie. Star Wars, great movies.